Grandma smells funny. The 75-year-old woman froze when she overheard her 5-year-old grandson whisper those words in the kitchen. She wasn't angry, just silent. Then she set down the bowl of fruit she had been washing and walked slowly into the bathroom, looking for the smell, looking in the mirror. A single tear fell. Why did she smell strange? Why her someone who had always taken such meticulous care of her body had now become the one with an odd smell? No perfume, no fancy soap. Still bathed regularly, still clean, but still, there was a smell. What hurt more, she was not alone. Millions of older adults live quietly with the shame of what many call the old person smell. It's not necessarily foul, but it's a scent that makes others keep their distance. They avoid hugging, avoid sitting close, avoid inviting them out. But does it really have to be this way? Is there a way to stay fresh, clean, and confident, even in our 70s, 80s, or beyond? This video will search for that answer with empathy, with respect, and with practical guidance. Because everyone deserves to live with dignity and freshness, no matter their age. If you've ever gone quiet after a moment like that, or know someone silently carrying the shame of body odor, please stay until the end of this video. I'll share how you or your loved one can regain confidence with just a few small daily changes. If you believe this topic matters, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so we can keep walking together through these quiet healing journeys. But to truly understand where this smell comes from and why it's especially common with age, we need to go back to the biological root. Let's explore something that 99% of seniors have never heard explained by a doctor. What is old person smell? It's not from skipping showers, not from being unclean, not because you don't use cologne or body spray. It comes from a biological compound called Nonenal, which forms when fatty acids on the skin oxidize. After age 40, this process speeds up due to dry skin with lower oil production, less sweating, which reduces detoxification, decreased saliva leading to more bacteria in the mouth, and Nonenal has a tricky characteristic. It's almost impossible for the person who has it to notice it themselves, but it's easily detected by others. And the older you get, the stronger it becomes if you don't care for it properly. And here's what matters most. This is a natural scent. It is not a flaw. It is not something to be ashamed of. Understanding the real cause can help us let go of the shame, and from there we can begin to take action. Understanding Nonenal is just the first step, but to truly feel its impact on the life of an older adult, let me tell you the story of a woman named Evelyn. This story may slow your heartbeat for a moment. Evelyn used to be a literature teacher at a small high school in northern Wisconsin. After retirement, she lived alone in an old wooden cabin where every window looked out over a still lake and maple trees that turned golden every fall. Her life was simple but full. She read every morning, watered her plants every afternoon, and at night she often wrote a few lines in her journal while sipping warm ginger tea. Her neighbors adored her. Former students still sent handwritten letters now and then. Everyone remembered Evelyn as the woman who smelled like lavender and smiled with gentle eyes. Everything changed with one small sentence. One weekend her daughter brought the grandchildren to visit. When Evelyn hugged her grandson as usual, the little boy wrinkled his nose and whispered to his mom, "Mom, Grandma smells funny." Evelyn froze. Her daughter laughed awkwardly and tried to brush it off, but Evelyn had heard it clearly. The smile on her face faded instantly. That night she bathed twice, shampooed her hair 3 times, sprayed on more perfume than usual. But the next morning her grandson still kept his distance. Evelyn began to wonder, do I really have a smell? And if so, why can't I sense it? She turned to the internet, typing in search after search. Old people smell. Body odor in elderly. How to get rid of smell as you age. The more she read, the more confused she became. They said it was nonenal, a natural compound that increases on the skin with age, not related to cleanliness, not caused by hygiene, but no one gave a clear solution. Just vague suggestions. Use perfume, use wet wipes, diffuse essential oils. Evelyn tried everything. She switched soaps, used peppermint oil, washed all her curtains, rugs, and pillowcases. Every time she stepped outside, she sprayed perfume from her neck to her wrists. But still, the mailman's glance, the hesitation of the delivery guy, the frown from someone standing nearby at the grocery store. Each one hurt her a little more. She began to withdraw. She stopped going to the weekly book club, turned down afternoon tea invitations from neighbors. Every time someone came by, she said she was tired. She spent her morning scrubbing the house. By evening, she curled up alone in her armchair windows, closed lights off, curtains drawn. Personal hygiene slowly became difficult, too. Evelyn could no longer bend over as easily as before. Washing her hair was a challenge. With no one to help, she had to pull a chair to the sink, lower her head, and gasp for breath just to stand back up. One day, she nearly slipped trying to scrub her heel in the shower. No one knew it happened. She didn't dare tell her daughter for fear she'd worry, didn't want neighbors to notice for fear they'd pity her. One time, Evelyn wore the same blouse 2 days in a row, not because it was clean or dirty, but because buttoning a new shirt made her hands shake. She chose what was familiar. She didn't change her socks because she couldn't reach her feet. She didn't wash her pillow because she couldn't lift the heavy cover off to do laundry. The smell wasn't from laziness, it was from helplessness. Eventually, she stopped cooking. The fridge sat empty. She lived on biscuits, tea bags, and boxed milk. Because lifting a pot of soup was too much. Because spilling congee meant she'd have to clean up. Because there was no one to help. And because, when there's no one to eat with, there's no need to set the table. Her body odor became the smell of the whole house. Faint, lingering, but everywhere. Evelyn didn't notice. But visitors, if there were any, would smell it immediately. So she avoided visitors altogether. Alone. Silent. Sometimes she forgot she had once been known for smelling lovely. Then one quiet winter afternoon while Evelyn sat by the window, she found a piece of paper tucked inside an old book. It was a letter from a former student who wrote, "You were the first person who taught me how to love myself, from the way you combed your hair every morning to the way your perfume reminded me of my mother. Because of you, I learned how to take care of myself as I grew up." Evelyn cried. It had been a long time since she cried, not out of sadness, but because she remembered who she used to be. And in that moment, she made a decision to begin again, just a little. She started with the smallest things. Bought a new pillow, got a long-handled brush so she could comb her hair without lifting her arms high. Bought body wipes so she didn't have to go into the bathroom. Used warm water to gently clean small parts of her skin, slowly, regularly. She set an alarm to remind her to drink water on time. Opened the window for exactly 10 minutes each morning. Washed all her old clothes. Folded every towel again. And then something she'd never done before, Evelyn wrote a letter to her daughter. Not to complain, but to ask for help just once a week. Surprisingly, her daughter said, "I've been waiting a long time for you to say that." From that day on, every weekend the whole family came. They cleaned the house, washed her hair, cooked something simple together. Evelyn was touched again. She was fragrant again, not from perfume, but from loving hands. And that smell, the one that once made her shrink into the shadows, slowly faded. Not because of medicine, but because life came back, in the air, in her eyes, in the care she received, and the permission to be helped. One spring afternoon, while Evelyn sat quietly on the porch, her grandson came close and hugged her tightly. "Grandma, you smell just like the first time I ever met you." She smiled. No longer the one hiding, but someone who had returned from the silence of scent with all the gentleness and dignity she always deserved. Evelyn's story is not rare. Every older adult could be an Evelyn carrying the invisible shame known as old person smell. But here's the good news, that smell is not your destiny. It has a cause. And because of that, it also has a solution. Now let's take a closer look at the science behind this scent and the gentle yet surprisingly effective ways to manage it. In older adults, this unique body odor isn't simply about hygiene. It stems from internal physiological changes in the skin and excretory system. A compound called Nonenal is the main culprit. What is Nonenal? Nonenal is an aldehyde, a type of chemical compound that creates scent. It forms when fatty acids on the skin oxidize. As we age, the skin becomes drier, oil glands become less active, sweat production slows down. These changes allow Nonenal to accumulate. It doesn't wash away or evaporate as quickly as it does in younger people. The smell of Nonenal is often described as slightly pungent, faintly musty with a hint of wax or candle-like odor. It doesn't smell like sweat. It doesn't smell like perfume, which makes it hard to recognize at first, but once noticed, hard to forget. Why does Nonenal increase with age? Dry skin and reduced natural oils. When we're younger, sebaceous glands keep skin moisturized and help cleanse the surface naturally. With age, oil production drops, the skin dries out, and leftover oils oxidize, producing odor. Less sweat, fewer toxins released. Sweat helps eliminate toxins. When we sweat less, waste products stay on the skin and build up, leading to unwanted smells. Dry mouth and reduced saliva. This contributes to bad breath. The mouth has many bacteria that break down proteins into odor-causing compounds. Older adults produce less saliva, giving these bacteria more room to grow. 4. Limited mobility and inadequate cleaning of hidden areas. Places like the neck, armpits, behind the ears, groin, and skin folds are where non-anal often builds up, yet they are the hardest to clean without proper guidance. And one especially important reason: no one to help. Older adults, especially those living alone, often don't have the strength to pull a shower hose properly, wash their hair thoroughly, clean under the knees and the armpits or between the toes, wash bed linens or change undergarments regularly. All of these things, though small, add up, and they all contribute to the growing intensity of body odor. But once we understand the cause, we can begin changing it gently, step by step. So the next question is, if non-anal is produced by the skin and sweat glands, what can we do to cleanse it without damaging aging skin? The answer lies in daily habits that may seem simple, like bathing, wiping, and moisturizing, but they need to be done the right way at the right time and in the right places. Let's move forward to body care solutions, reducing natural body odor. Now that we understand the biological causes of body odor in older adults, the next important step is taking the right actions. No need for expensive products, no need for heavy perfumes, just a gentle, consistent hygiene routine that is both science-based and practical. Here are the steps that seniors can start applying today. 1. The 3S bathing method: skin folds, scalp, sweaty spots. These are the 3 areas on the body where odor tends to build up the most as we age. Skin folds, the hidden creases, includes the neck behind the ears, armpits under the breasts, groin and between the toes. These areas are often moist, slow to dry, and easily overlooked during bathing. Use a soft towel and warm water to clean each area gently. Do not scrub harshly. Aging skin is thin and prone to damage scalp. The top of the head. Hair and scalp tend to hold on to odors for a long time, especially in seniors who don't wash regularly. Use your fingertips to gently massage the scalp during washing. Avoid scratching with nails or using strong shampoos, as they can damage the scalp. Sweaty spots. Areas that perspire often, the soles of the feet between the toes, palms, and lower back. These areas should be washed thoroughly every day and dried carefully with a clean towel. 2. Use gentle products, avoid harsh soaps. Choose fragrance-free body washes or those with only light natural scents, such as oatmeal, cucumber, or green tea. Avoid strong antibacterial soaps. They dry out the skin and disrupt its natural protective barrier. 3. Water temperature, the key to moisture. Many older adults prefer hot water, but that can make skin dry, flaky, and more prone to odor. Use lukewarm water around 95 to 99 degree or 35 to 37 degrees sun, just warm enough to relax without stripping the skin's natural oils. 4. Dry properly, gently, and thoroughly. Use a soft cotton towel and pat the skin dry after bathing. Pay special attention to armpit skin folds, and between the toes, these must be completely dry to prevent moisture-related odors. 5. Moisturize, the step most often forgotten. Dry skin causes oil glands to overreact, which can lead to more non-anal production. Apply a gentle moisturizer right after bathing while the skin is still slightly damp. Look for creams that contain glycerin, aloe vera, or ceramides. Proper body care is only half the solution. To make your natural scent pleasant and light over time, we must also look within at how the body detoxifies from the inside out. In the next section, we'll explore why staying hydrated, eating well, and gentle movement can help reduce body odor in a lasting and natural way. We've just learned how to care for the body from the outside, but to truly and sustainably reduce body odor, it's just as important to cleanse the body from within. What we eat, drink, and how we move each day directly affects our body's natural scent, especially in older adults. Let's now explore internal detox. What to eat and drink for a naturally fresh body. Taking care of the outside is only half the journey. To make your natural body scent light-lasting and truly pleasant, older adults must start from within, by choosing the right things to put into their bodies each day. Here are the essential habits that support natural detoxification. 1. Drink enough water, especially warm water. In the morning, water helps your body flush out toxins through sweat and urine. When you don't drink enough, toxins accumulate in the liver, kidneys, and even the skin, leading to unpleasant odors. Seniors should drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water, daily, spaced evenly throughout the day. 1 glass upon waking, warm water, 1 glass before lunch, 1 glass after lunch, 1 glass around 3 p.m., 1 glass before dinner, 1 glass before bedtime. Avoid too close to bedtime if prone to nighttime urination. Note, tea, coffee, and soda do not count as water. 2. Eat more vegetables and fruits, especially antioxidant-rich foods. Tomatoes, strawberries, apples, spinach, and dark leafy greens are high in antioxidants, which help slow down the production of non-anal fatty acids. Fiber in fruits and veggies helps cleanse the gut, an often overlooked source of indirect body odor. Some foods like lemon, ginger, and celery are known to help purify the blood. 3. Eat garlic, but the right way. While garlic has a strong smell once inside the body, it actually helps kill gut bacteria and reduces internal gas and odors. Lightly roasted garlic or mixing small amounts into meals is the best approach for older adults. 4. Cut back on foods that increase body odor. Red meats, deep-fried foods, and heavy dairy products can make body odor stronger. Strong-smelling spices like curry, fermented sauces, or raw onions should be used in moderation, especially for those worried about body scent. 5. Gently support liver and kidney. Detox natural herbal drinks like artichoke tea, corn silk, plantain leaf, and pennywort can be enjoyed 2 to 3 times per week. However, these should not be overused, especially if the person is on medication or has kidney conditions. Always consult a doctor first. We've cared for the body from the outside in, but there's still one hidden culprit that can cause odors to return even if the body is clean. That culprit is your clothing, bedding, and the air around you. Let's move into the final section to complete the picture. Keeping the body fresh and the living space clean and breathable. Clothing, bedding, air quality. You can bathe thoroughly and eat cleanly, but if your clothes, sheets, or the air around you aren't kept fresh, odors can return and linger in your living environment. This is especially true for older adults who may have limited mobility, which makes frequent laundry or changes more difficult. Unfortunately, that allows the smell to build up in the things closest to them. 1. Clothing. Wear clean clothes. Every day, undergarments and inner shirts should be changed daily since they touch sweat-prone areas. Choose cotton or bamboo fabrics. They absorb moisture well and dry, quickly reducing odor. Do not reuse clothes, even if only worn briefly. Older skin sheds more dead cells than younger skin. Whenever possible, dry clothes under the sun to benefit from the sun's natural antibacterial effect. 2. Bed sheets and pillowcases. The invisible source of odor, sheets, blankets, and pillowcases should be washed at least once a week. Pillowcases should be changed 2 to 3 times per week since they touch the scalp, hair, and face. Old pillows and mattresses should be replaced periodically, or at least vacuumed and dry cleaned often. 3. Air quality. Don't let odors linger in the room. Open the windows twice a day, once in the morning, once in the late afternoon, about 15 minutes each to circulate air. Bathrooms and kitchens tend to trap odors. Use ventilation fans or place charcoal or bowls of baking soda to absorb moisture and smells. Avoid strong air fresheners or harsh chemical sprays. These may irritate the respiratory systems of seniors. Closing thoughts: body odor is not a flaw, not a me. It's a natural result of living, of aging, of changes in hormones, skin, and immunity. But it's not something you have to live with forever. Once you understand the causes and choose the right solutions, from skincare and hydration to mindful eating, clean clothing, and fresh living spaces, you can take back control. If you or someone you love is struggling with this concern, try the small steps we've shared in this video. Don't feel ashamed. Don't hide. Your body deserves to be cared for with kindness, not judgment. If you found this video helpful, please click like to spread this message and subscribe to our channel to keep learning alongside us, a place devoted to practical, compassionate senior health tips. And don't forget to share this video with someone you care about. Your small gesture might help someone live a fresher, happier life today. Thank you for staying with us to the end of this journey.